Cadillac, the Lincoln brand has long been associated with older generations that prefer their domestic-made luxury to err on the softer side of life. But while Cadillac's edgy new look has brought in younger buyers, Lincoln hasn't been so successful. And that's why Lincoln has given the 2011 MKX a thorough makeover. It's not been merely nipped and tucked, it's had a full body lift and implants. To court the youngerish, affluent shoppers also looking at the Cadillac SRX, Volvo XC60, and Acura MDX, it now sports a beefier look and an assortment of slick, new in-car technology. So, what kind of technology would seem out of place at Grandma's house in Boca Raton? How about touchscreen technology?
This is the heart of the MyLincoln Touch system. Down here you have two USB ports, video input, and an SD port. The touch system itself is split into two sections. Up here you have an actual screen. Down here you have controls where you can control the volume and fan speed. You can control navigation, phone, climate control, and your sound through this touch screen. But there is a little bit of a lag, whereas this system down here seems to be more responsive.
Driving the car, we found the lower controls were also harder to use. Without any tactile feedback for reference, trying to touch each bar in the desired spot while watching the road was difficult. That's why we found ourselves using the MKX's sync system or steering wheel mounted controls.
And did I mention that there's a sound system?
Tech aside, the Lincoln MKX also packs a bold design punch that is light years away from the last generation's look. Lincoln calls the MKX's new look flowing. We call it in your face, especially in the front, where there's no escaping the vehicle's oversized grille, which makes most of the other exterior design tweaks fade into the background. We dig the new look, mostly. Inside, the MKX isn't quite as provocative looking, but it's still geared towards a younger buyer. HD radio and
heated and cooled leather seats, leather on the dash, this brushed metal trim, and, if you choose to get it, this panoramic sunroof.
Like most of its competitors, the MKX doesn't offer a third row, but there's plenty of space for 5.
The second row seats are pretty roomy. I've got this front seat back as far as it will go, and I've still got plenty of leg room here. Of course, if I want to make myself even more comfortable, I can recline this seat.
Powering the MKX is a new 3.7-liter V6, which puts out 305 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. And it's not the only powertrain change.
New for 2011 is a 6-speed select-shift automatic transmission with manual mode. Now, if you're hoping for paddle shifters or the chance to manipulate the shifter yourself, you're out of luck, and you're going to have to look elsewhere. All of your shifts are through this button right here.
That button comes in handy. The 6-speed transmission helps the MKX achieve a 1 mile per gallon bump up in both city and highway fuel economy. But that means it tries to stay in the higher gears as much as possible in order to deliver that fuel efficiency. When coasting around town, it's not all that noticeable. However, try to pick up some speed or encounter an incline, and the transmission lags when you'd prefer a downshift for power.
Lincoln went to great lengths to make the 2011 MKX a quiet ride. Even at 60 miles an hour, there's hardly any wind noise, hardly any road noise, and next to no engine noise whatsoever. However, so you don't think that you're driving in a sensory deprivation chamber, Lincoln did retune the intake and the exhaust, so when you really step on it, you still get a refined growl out of the engine. The MKX is a luxurious and soft ride, and by soft, we mean everything. The suspension, the steering, the brakes. So if you're someone that prefers something a little sportier with more feel in the steering and brakes with more grab, you'd probably be happier looking elsewhere. But if you want a comfortable cruiser, this car should be on your list.
With that in mind, think of the MKX as more of a direct competitor to the Lexus RX, another premium, softer riding crossover for 5. In base 2-wheel drive form, the MKX rings in a hair over $40,000, while the RX starts just shy of $40,000. Though pricier, the Lincoln offers more power under the hood and more standard features like MyLincoln Touch and heated and cooled front seats. So will the MKX's sharp looks and smartphone-like technology lure younger shoppers into a Lincoln showroom? If Lincoln puts its money in the right places to promote it, the MKX definitely has the potential to. And your grandmother will have to find another car to drive. One that is inoffensively designed, of course, with plenty of knobs inside.